Hello and welcome everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Nexus Gaming Series, yet another cast back to back. We did one Friday night, we did one Saturday night. My guest, I shouldn't have to introduce him, but it's BobZombie right here. How you doing, Bob? How you feeling tonight?
Good. Thanks for having me, Mark.
Long time no see.
It's been a while.
Feels like it's been a long time.
It has. Good 20 hours.
Since last night, yeah. But looking at this match here tonight, we're gonna be watching 10 Armor on the blue side here and Scorpius Eternum, and these are two teams out of Division B West, the West Division. And yeah, Bob, why don't you tell us about a little bit about these teams here?
Well, Scorpions is the underdog for sure tonight. Let's just get that out of the way. So I'm definitely gonna be rooting for Scorpius Eternum. They are heavily the underdogs at 10 Armor. I believe 10 Armor is 4th maybe or something.
Yeah, so in the standings, we have 10 Armor sitting around. They're in position number 4 with 18 total league points. And that's over 5 dominations, so that's 5 2-0s and 13 total map wins. Whereas Scorpius Eternum is down really at the bottom here, in position number 10 with 4 total points, 1 domination, and 3 map wins. So it's going to be a little tricky for them. I think we might see maybe some interesting draft adaptations like we've seen in the past. And we have the results of the coin toss, so we're going to kick it over to that right now. So we had for bans, the left side, Scorpius Eternum banning out the Battlefield of Eternity, whereas the right side, 10 Armor, oh, I got that backwards, actually. So it is 10 Armor, in fact, that is banning out Battlefields, and Infernal Shrines being banned out here by Scorpius. And then map number 1, of course, is going to be Volskaya.
Volskaya. Good way to start. For sure. Yeah, the Scorpius is going to have to... Usually when you see teams that are the underdog heavily, like this one, usually you see some crazy drafts sometimes. I hate to say the term cheese because, I mean, it is kind of cheese, but it's understandable they have to do whatever they can to win, so... We could be seeing some cheeky, crazy stuff tonight for sure.
Yeah, if no matter what happens, I just hope it gets cheeky. I'm all about the cheeky plays. Arthanaw being my team captain, the Cheek Lord himself. So I'm hoping to see maybe some Juice Pirates, which is a strategy referred to in NGS where you kind of run Lieutenant Morales for medevac and then a Tyrael for sanctification. Actually, I think I know I was casting a series with my brother a few weeks ago here where it was the same kind of situation. One of those lower teams in the standings going up against a higher team, and they actually tried to go for a Juice Pirate kind of cheese strategy on Battlefield of Eternity, which is a bit of a strange map, but it didn't work out for them.
I think that was the night me and Casey were both here.
Okay. Yeah.
And it
backfired
pretty hard on them. They built the towers instantly, and the scaling wasn't in their favor.
Yeah, they were going a little bit ham
yeah.
on the structures. But how's it going? Greenfish, Psycho Bear, welcome. Hope you guys are having a nice Saturday night. As we are just about to get into this game number 1. We've got a couple the players connecting here, so we'll just take a couple and be right back.
So the mushroom says, why not? I'm a fun guy.
Oh my god, what a classic.
And we're back.
I guess you had to be there for that one. Hey, guys, welcome.
Didn't even see you there.
Didn't even see you guys there. Thanks for joining us. How's it going, Mongoose? Wipe out Twitch. Good luck in your match tonight. What are you doing watching the stream? Don't get distracted over here. We're just about to get into this first game. I'm pretty excited here, Bob. Both of these teams, brand new teams to me.
I like rooting for the underdog. I'll say the word underdog probably a million times tonight, but I love rooting for him.
Yeah.
So I hope Scorpius pulls out something crazy, just because it's a common strategy when you feel like you're outmatched, that you just swing for the fences. You know what I mean? You got nothing to lose anyway. Right,
and yeah, looking back quickly just over at those map picks for tonight, Scorpius did end up getting the first map option here. So this is their pick. This is the map they brought us to. They banned out Infernal Shrines. Battlefield Eternum was banned out by 10 Armor, and Scorpius is bringing us to Volskaya. So
gonna be looking for those big team fight, maybe wombo combos. This is basically a map where there's a team fight every couple minutes. It's that simple. At most of the time, but it's a static objective that everyone jumps at.
Yeah, I think on this map we're going to see a lot of prioritization over those items, of course. Kind of whatever team is going to be walking away with majority of the items during the objective has a pretty large advantage.
This map's interesting too because it's a map that dive teams work well here, and so do poke teams. It's one of the couple maps where both those are viable. Poke is really good here if you got good tanks that can defend the backline and peel. If you have skilled poke players, ranged assassins and mages, you can really do some damage here. I'm looking at Junkrats. I'm looking at Chromies.
I'm honestly, Bob, I'm hoping for another Mephisto. I'm all stoked. I wanna go check out that Nexperts episode on the NGS YouTube page, and maybe consider drafting Mephisto for the Nexus Cats. I don't know. It might happen. You might need to ban Mephisto if you're going up against Nexus Cats. But here we go, right off into the first match, the best of 3, Division B West in the blue. 10 Armor, banning out the Barak, Bob.
Solid, always solid. Standard these days. Again, I said it once, I'll say it again, I'll say it 1,000 times. New Barak, top tier tank, always. Rainer ban.
Yeah, no Pepper. Allergic to that one here, as Scorpius Eternum is going to take that out, and 10 Armor fires back with a Kalthos ban.
Kalthos is another standard ban these days. Kalthos and Noob, Zeratul, you just see them banned so much now. Which for good reason. They're powerful characters.
Yeah, there was a pretty sizable patch that hit last Wednesday, affecting a lot of characters, mostly some mana adjustments, either increasing the cost or reducing the cost for certain heroes. But Barak was one of the ones that got hit, where he got baseline reduction of most of his spell damage.
Ooh, I don't know what's going on there. But they missed their draft for sure.
Yeah, we have a interesting scenario here where one of the bans was missed. And Valk, let me take a look at that for you. Both microphones seem quiet. Alrighty. Thank you for your feedback here. I'll see if I can get that adjusted a little bit.
10 Armor, picking up the Jaina. Always a good choice. And yeah, interesting take by a viewer there, JCK, saying Zeratul making it into this one. This is a very strong Zeratul map.
Yeah, very good point here, JCK. We did see Zeratul making it through the draft, so he might come out. But instead it's going to be the Stukov-Johanna combination.
Yeah, Stukov is pretty popular on this map. His silence gets mega value, basically, almost guaranteed. And if you get someone silenced on a treadmill, it's a terrible thing, Mark.
Yeah, and then the Johanna, I think Johanna does a really great job at kind of drawing out those team fights, slowing the enemies down, clumping them up. So when you're fighting over those kind of longer points, I like the Johanna-Stukov combination. And then, but 10 Armor going with some aggression out of the gates. We've got Garrosh and Tyrande.
Yeah, Garrosh, obviously solid. Easily, statistically speaking, he's one of the highest, most durable tanks in the entire game because of the way his armor works. Johanna, not really affected by it because she has her shield that can get her out.
Also, I do like the Johanna going into Garrosh. You can really kind of fade out his combo using your Iron Skin, making you unstoppable. You can really get in his face and make it hard for him to land those sweet flips. And then the Leoric coming out for the 3rd or 2nd ban. Is that 3rd or 2nd?
That 3rd, 2nd. They I don't know if that means they'll pick another high health main frontline hero, so they're getting rid of that Leoric.
Yeah, could be,
or they can't handle him in the soul lane. Could be that too. Yeah, because he's very good at the soul lane in the right hands.
Missing bans is meta from the chat. JCK, how you doing, dude? Valkymer, always love you guys. Even though we say your name wrong, Valkymer.
I say Val Kilmer.
Oh, Val Kilmer. Okay.
And that's how I read it.
I was like, I think it's Valkymer. But happy to see you back, my friends. I'm excited
and we were talking about the random draft picks and something crazy happening.
Something crazy, a little ham sandwich.
And there it is, a Lunara. Right in the flesh.
Yeah.
The old curveball.
There's something on this the red side here, there's something about their draft. I just can't put my 2 front teeth on it.
I mean, their draft is looking a little fishy. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, I can't put my 2 front teeth on what's going on with that draft. But hey, Slexia, thank you so much for the 69 biddies. Welcome. Go 10 armor. We've got some cheering going on.
There's some got some fanboys in the chat for sure. Go 10 armor.
Boys and girls.
Thanks for those biddies. Thank you so much. I don't get them, but Mark does, but that's okay.
Yeah, I don't split any of the profits here with Bob unless it's specifically requested. But welcome, Slexia. Hopefully you're having a nice Saturday night here. This is just the first match, best of 3. Draft is complete, and Orphea is gonna round off Scorpius Eternum's draft.
Yeah.
And then the Murky. This is our first game. This is our first time getting cast in a Murky game.
I guess the theory is Johanna can stall while Lunara and Orphea poke, because they do have better poke than 10 armor, kind of. And then maybe Murky pushing off lane like crazy, or the Murky joins the team fights. Usually early game, Murky doesn't provide much in a team fight. He gets better as the game goes on. Murky's legit. He is. He just is legit. The very first BlizzCon finals between Team Dignitas and Cloud9.
Classic Cloud9.
They used the Undying comp of Leoric, Murky, Tassadar, Brightwing, and a 5th one that I can't think of right now.
Abathur, I believe. Yeah.
It was Abathur.
Yeah.
That got done the Undying comp, and they won with that. I'm just saying the potential's there for sure. Murky actually has a really high win rate too. Granted, that's quick match, but the potential's there for sure. Anything can happen.
Just to catch you guys up, this is Division B West, and Scorpius Eternum is a little bit of an underdog here, so they're going to need some support from you guys in chats. Channel your energies, as 10 armor is sitting towards the top of the standings. So yeah, Scorpius Eternum is going to need some cheering going on.
I'm rooting for him. They're heavily disfavored for sure. So you got it. How can you not root for that? You got to root for that. Statistically speaking, right now, this is going to be rough.
Yeah, so but they've got the Murky, they got the ham sandwich, they got the cheese, the ham, egg, and cheese. But here we go. Game number 1. Let's do it, Bob.
Combat preparations.
On the left side here, the blue team, it's 10 armor. With Midnight Haze on the Phoenix, Litorok on that Jaina, Wipeout being on Garrosh, Puffy 42 on the Thrall, and Lampico on the Tyrande.
And on the right side, Scorpius Eternum, our underdog for the night. Judo Chop on the Johanna, KV Strike playing that Orphea, Ham Sandwich on the Murky, Brintone on Lunara, and Devil You Know playing that Stukov support.
Devil You Know, what a great summoner name there. Let's see what they can do. And yeah, if you guys want to drop some votes in the chat, 10 armor Scorpius, bring them out. Let's get some hype for this best of 3. Is Bob getting involved here?
They're talking to me. They think this.
With the Observer chatting in.
Already, right out the gate.
Yeah, all offlaners kind of going off to the bottom here. 5-man looking for some questing stacks as Thrall is going to be going for the Echo of Elements. Of course, Garrosh with the Q stack. And sometimes you see here on this map teams looking to do a double rotation, clearing out the minions mid, top, mid, top.
Lunar getting tossed back right after a stun, trying to get out of there. Will get slowed by Garrosh, and they will follow her and take her down as Lunar is sent back to Cenarion's Grove.
Cenarion's Grove, she's wilted, and First Blood is going over to 10 armor with that pretty Garrosh combo and the nice Phoenix teleport follow-up. And then we do see Phoenix off here, the Midnight Haze going to clear this turret camp, fortification camp before the first objective. Pretty common as we see Scorpius doing the same thing, Bob.
Both tanks top. Teams rotating, getting those early turrets. Always a good call. Always a good choice. Murky soaking the bottom against Thrall.
Yeah, and checking on Murky here, he did go for the Fishy Deal talent, which is kind of what I was suspecting. You know, those camps being so important on this map. So it's interesting that can we actually see how many stacks he has. But we have now both teams moving up to the top hand lane here, looking level 4 right around the corner. Uh-oh, meanwhile, Garrosh goes in and gets a nice flip on Brimstone again. All of a sudden, Lunar's on the run, and she's going to just hop, bounce, and skip her way back to the fountain.
By the hair of her chinny chin chin.
By the hair of her chinny chin chin, Lunara is safe once again.
She really huffed it out of there.
Yep.
Judo chop, anchoring deep.
Wow, drop the anchor, judo chop.
Dropping the anchor.
Nice positioning here, but nothing's to come out of that. It was, I do like as a tank player myself. It was a nice anchor, get good scout on that support camp there. Meanwhile, level 4 is online for both players, near neck and neck experience. As we see the first control point about to unlock. This just in from chat. I want to be like Bob. How does that make you feel, Bob? How often do you hear that, Bob?
Not a lot.
Not a lot?
Not a lot.
I would think a pretty fair amount. But yeah, both teams here now going to their siege camps, looking to clear these out right before the objective spawn. So macro so far, pretty even. I'm interested to see who sticks around to clear out the camp for the top lane, or if they just let them clash and go for the objective. Meanwhile, Ham Sandwich is putting his fishy foot down on that control pad.
Ham Sam is trying to use that fog of war, but he will be spotted maybe by the Jaina. Team's going in. Johanna feeling it. Garrosh going in a little deep. Johanna's deep herself, taking some damage.
Ooh, nice unstoppable. Prevents the lunar flare. All of a sudden now here 10 armor is on this point. Johanna not ready to give it up. It is still contested, not chilling. Oh, a big flip goes at Johanna. No unstoppable, but she's going to be the first to fall. Thrall secures that kill for his team. All of a sudden, Scorpius Eternum on the retreat.
That focus damage Stukov, though, a little far forward. Will get rooted and will get blown up by 10 armor.
Back to the hatchery for Stukov.
They zerged him down.
He got zerged, and now he's going to be respawning pretty soon here. The level 7s are online for the blue team, so it's a minor advantage. But let's see if Scorpius Eternum can soak it out and make another pass at this point A.
Level 7s coming online soon for Scorpius. 10 armor, definitely showing their dominance right now. Their comp is pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Resilient. That's
yes,
a good word.
Resilient indeed. Having that Garrosh, having that big chunky Thrall up in the front.
Super chunky. Campbell's chunky soup. Judo chop. Right up there, right up in it. Throwing the blind top, will get rooted. Judo chop, pulling him in. Will get targeted and will get just out before he makes it and gets blown up at the very last second by that owl. Garrosh. Peeling back.
Oh my gosh, Midnight Haze doing such a nice job of zoning out that Stukov. He's going to have to tap, and first control point is going over to the blue side. 10 armor.
They did decent. The one big mistake that Scorpius Eternum made is Lunara's early game is pretty weak. And so is Murky. So stacking weak early games is kind of a
yeah, they kind of have too many. We'll see how it shakes out here, but yeah, I definitely agree with that. They're looking to play the longer game here, but right now 2 levels down, and we have this Protector up in the top lane. Surely looking at that Moonwell. Moonwell about to get clapped.
Judo chops, making room. 4 is mages.
Slain.
There goes the well, Bob. It's gone.
The well is down in the top lane. Level 10's really close for 10 armor.
Meanwhile, we do see Thrall in the middle, soaking for his team. Good point there, Bob. Level 10's just about to come online. Will they try to make this a fort? As the clap goes in, and we get some serious damage out.
Take note, they are in the top lane, knowing the second objective will be there, taken out of that Moonwell. So next objective, they will have another tap for health advantage over Scorpius Eternum.
It's definitely a great play. Looking good so far for 10 armor. I do see a few 10 armor fans in the chat. How are you guys doing tonight? I'm so happy to do a nice little double header. As you know, me and Bob, Friday night we got to do a cast, and tonight we're doing another. So pretty good weekend for me so far. Support camp getting secured by 10 armor. They'll have that nice heal pulse for this control point B, and yeah, basically it's just a waiting game. Oh, meanwhile, a gank going out onto the Thrall. He pops Earthquake, but it looks like
Earthquake peel, yep, he definitely will get out of there.
Not too much damage, not too much burst damage besides that Orphea.
They lack a hard CC, for sure. They lack a hard CC.
Alright, Bob, I owe you 6 cents here as Celexia just dropped some more biddies. She's throwing pennies at us. Clink, clink. Ow, my glasses. Oh, jeez, they're scratched. Thank you, Celexia. I will make sure to get those over to Bob. Hopefully you're having a great night here. We do appreciate that. And yeah, level 10's now online for both sides. And just to go over these, oh, Bob, this is one of my personal favorite wombos as of late. Running things like Purification Salvo with Starfall and or Earthquake, because as you know, Salvo does 50% more damage to slowed targets. So we're going to want to watch out for Midnight Haze with some big Purification Salvos here, Bob.
Great point out on that synergy mark. And it is almost guaranteed we will see that at some point. Wipeout, getting in close. Puffy, getting aggressive.
Puffy moving in. Getting shoved up by Stukov. W, you know, getting him out of there. The Blessed Shield goes out. Just kind of a little bit of peel. And not really a great fight for either team to take in that small, narrow choke.
Yeah, it's rough for Scorpius right now. They don't really have the correct tools to deal with that Grosh right now as far as damage-wise. The second he hits half health and his armor starts stacking, he is just solid. Meanwhile, down at the bottom lane, Lunara just barely escaping a root from Puffy 42.
Puffy eager to try to get that kill on Lunara, throwing out the wolf.
13's coming online for 10 armor. We'll hit that 13 talent here. Meanwhile, control point at the top. But Stukov getting thrown back in the middle. A huge, mighty taunt by Wipeout. Stukov will get locked down. Will start crawling out, but will be taken out by the Starfall. Midnight Haze just right in the middle of the team. Will blink out. Meanwhile, March of the Murlocs coming in, but the teams will back up and reset.
Murlocs are marching. Not too much value there. But yeah, very good pick on the side of 10 armor right before this control point. Now all of a sudden, we for the red team here, they need level 13. Yes, they need their 5th teammate alive. So what will they do in that time? Looks like they're going to be going down to this fortification camp.
Yep, we're going to pick up the turret, pick up that XP. Potentially soak to 13, get on the even talents here, and then try to take a team fight.
And W, kind of stepping up, looking to try to clear out those siege camps.
Phoenix has showed himself bottom, so they know they have a power play.
Just a quick recap on the items. We do see one turret on the Jaina for the blue side and one heal pulse for the Tronda on the blue side as well, versus 2 turrets on the red side.
$10 armor, dropping 2 people down to go get that turret. Meanwhile, Scorpius knows that this is their chance.
Yeah, Scorpius moving in. One turret has been dropped, and kind of interesting position here.
If I was them, I'd be running in for a kill right now if I could. While 2 are bottom.
Yeah, now they actually know. The thing just transferred over. Johanna's moving in. Just trying to kill that turret. They're still holding on to both of theirs, and now it looks like they might be channeling this control point.
5 strong from 10 armor as they're squaring up. Lunara will get tossed back, get stunned, and will get destroyed into oblivion.
Oh my gosh, here is the Salvo. The Ring of Frost goes out. The Earthquake. Salvo actually gets interrupted here. It's one members. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far, Bob. Judo Chop goes down next. No tank. Red team is going to have to back out of this one. Ham Sandwich is invulnerable in his bubble and trying to get out. But Jaina looking awful low.
Big March of the Murloc damage as their Tyrande is falling low. Does have that healing item. Will use it at the last second.
Bomb Pico. But no, it's the
gets
Orphea
taken
that falls.
down. The double turrets along with the slows and the combos take on. Ham Sandwich still will get blown up. And down will go Stukov as well.
All 5 members from Scorpius Eternum fall here. And yeah, it seems like the Garrosh is being awful disruptive. And specifically on the Lunara, it seems to be getting flipped before each of these engages. But yeah, that's going to be another protector marching down the top. Rock'em sock'em robots. Here we go, Bob.
Lunara took leaping strikes to try to get out of that toss, but the follow-up and the slows and the roots are just too much.
The heal pulse has been secured as well. I don't know what the items they ended up using in that fight. But either way, 16s are now online for the blue team.
They use at least 2 turrets and a heal on 10 armor. Meanwhile, that robot, Pacific Rimmin, through the middle, will drop to the bottom. Definitely wants to go for that Moonwell for that 3rd objective.
It's a good call out as well, Bob. Always playing this long game here. 1 step ahead of your opponent, just taking out the Moonwells, prepping your next. Always eyes forward here.
Eyes forward, 2 steps ahead. Chess. Lunara, though, very far forward and will get frosted to death.
Meanwhile, Thrall in backline drops a big earthquake, but he's going to get shoved out by the Stukov. And no damage really to follow up. Looks like 2 keeps so far. Are they going to stop, or are they going for probably just the wall?
Going for the wall. Pacific Rim is down in 2 seconds, so they will go back, recess. They may try to steal a camp. Oh, all camps are up. They'll try to invade their camps while they can.
Yeah, with heroes like Jaina, you can really just blast these down so quick. When, of course, that level lead, but Jaina definitely helps make that an easy turret to the blue side.
Both teams feeling it out, feeling the cadence of the game. A little push top by Murky, trying to get some value, trying to get some much needed XP off these towers if you can. They're all going up to address that. 4 for 4 in the mid as they're squaring up. Maneuvering for the next battle. 16's coming online for Scorpius Eternum.
Scorpius Eternum moving in, looking for a big stinger on the Thrall. Puffy falling awful low. The March of the Murlocs, leaping strike goes in. Lunara's trying to get some poke damage. Oh, meanwhile, the ring in the back.
Oh my god.
The Starfall, the Purification Salvo.
It's like shoveling a driveway with a 4-wheeler. Oh my gosh, that was just
Scorpius
ran
Eternum
over.
Was looking to make a pick, but they got picked themselves there, Bob.
It's like when the zombies pour over the wall in World War Z and just consume everything. That's what it looked like. They just
Swarm
got absolutely melted.
Technology. And yeah, two almost 3 levels down on a map that Scorpius Eternum actually brought us to as well here, Bob.
Yeah, interesting. They, I mean, they, like I was saying earlier, that when you're an underdog, you gotta go for crazy drafts sometimes, and they did that. And
it's not quite coming online here yet. They have not lost a keep, so they're still in this game, but the experience lead is pretty devastating.
Yeah, that Garrosh is just fearless. Has no threat from the other side, basically. Lunara at 16 and 20 gets giant damage spikes. Her biggest damage spikes are from 16 and 20.
So unfair advantage. 60% more damage to slowed, rooted, or stunned targets.
Yep, and then at 7, she gets the spread. Might be 4 now, but I think it's 7. Basically, she hits more targets, she slows them. Murky.
Yeah. Ham sandwich for lunch here, Bob.
Turned into fish sticks. Down. And he will absorb back into the Nexus. His spirit may rest in peace. And he's back. Back in the battlefield. Garrosh with a heavy anchor. Murky will scout him.
The pustule comes out, slowing down Thrall here. Judo chop now moving in. A good shove goes out onto the Garrosh. They can try to do something with this. The ring goes out. It's gonna only miss every hero, and oh my gosh,
Lamar
just
decimated,
like that.
Murky decimated. Meanwhile, Judo chop gets deep. Negative armor will get killed as well. Thrall on the chase for that Stukov. Orphea trying to peel. Stukov, Thrall, back and forth.
Puffy.
Murphy will come back. Puffy. Murky going for the chase, but the heal will save him, and they will target down Ham Sandwich. Ooh.
Wow, what a fight here. Scorpius Eternum is trying everything they possibly can. That would look beautiful for them, shoving out the Garrosh. But they couldn't quite get that kill here.
Yeah, the choke point Ring of Frost really, they really felt it.
Sitting at 16 total takedowns to 1.
Midnight Haze picking up a turret for his team. Bottom objective is spawned.
Midnight Haze burning that Midnight Fuel as he grabs that turret, moving down to the bottom of control point here. And yeah, level 20s are online, Bob. We do see Earthen Shields coming out from the Thrall. Allies gaining 15% shield equal to their max health. Quite an interesting pick of 4-second shields. A little bit of support Thrall action.
A little bit of support Thrall, for sure. Thrall, he's a good support. He's good at camps. He's good at soul lane. He's good at team fights. He's good all around. Heals
himself with his trade awful nice. He's got some big, he can kind of crunch down those heavier health targets. Poke with that chain lightning, definitely a good hero. And oh, looks like we do have a clip coming out. Thank you so much, Slexia. And guys, anything that we say or do makes you happy, makes you laugh, or cool moments, please do not hesitate to clip those. Helps us out a lot.
Yeah, thank you for that clip. Appreciate it much.
And we love watching those, so thank you so much, Slexia. As we see blue team here moving up, stepping up, grabbing that keep. Here comes the Rock'em Sock'em Pacific Rim robot. And I can't even count that high. How many items do they have, Bob? It looks like 4.
It is 4. Let me look at my fingers. It is 4, but they will go in. Puffy 42 dropping the ult. Lunara jumping way back in the deep. Stukov getting targeted and will go down. Lunara just barely getting out herself. Meanwhile, Murky will fall down. Johanna will follow after as the blue team, 10 armor, just pounds the core. Lunara getting targeted. Will just make it back just in time, but Orphea will fall herself as this is a destroy
Game number
one. 20 kills to 0 for 10 armor. Is our underdog. Scorpius Eternum have to regroup after that one. Recalculate and figure out a new game plan. Because that cheese is expired, to say the least.
They're definitely going to be hitting the back to the drawing boards. Maybe a quick little locker room pep talk. Because, yeah, they're going to need something other than Murky to take a game off 10 armor here.
I'll say it. They need a miracle.
They need a miracle, maybe.
They need a halftime prep talk and a miracle. That's what they need right now.
Yeah, 20-1 kills here. And we can kind of take just a quick moment to look at some stats. You know, Phoenix dishing out 47k hero for his team, and then yeah, like we were saying before, look at this Thrall value.
Yep, support Thrall.
132 siege damage total. 18k experience soaked, 46k damage taken.
Thrall's good at everything. His only trade-off is he's squishy, and if you mess up his skills while you're playing him, he gets punished heavily, usually death.
Yeah, we didn't in this game. He only got smoked once, as Puffy would only have that one death there.
They get smoked once. They lit him up one time.
Yeah, but we're gonna take a quick peek-see here, update the stats, look at the maps that were banned out. Tonight we will not be seeing 2 pretty common maps. As I was actually surprised by these bans, as we saw Battlefield of Eternity being banned out by the left side, the blue side, and Infernal Shrines being banned out by the right. We're just waiting on the lobby here. So how do you adapt the draft? Do you think the Garrosh, is that just going to be first ban phase? Because if I'm 10 armor, I'm not changing anything.
They weren't able to utilize their macro of the map very well, which is common when you can't win team fights. So if you can't win team fights, you have to stick with macro, as scary as it is, and you really have to force pushing forts when the enemy's at the objective. And if they opt to leave 5-man, you leave. But if they leave someone down there, you fight them with that 5-4 advantage. It's unnatural to play that way, and it takes a lot of discipline, but that's what you do if you play the micro game.
Yeah.
So if I was them, I would switch to a full team fight comp and just try it that way and see if they can handle it better that way.
I agree, but yeah, anyone joining us right now, welcome, first of all, to another Nexus Gaming series. Here's the Storm. Match commentary, match casting, shout casting. Me and Bob sitting back to back, buns to buns. And we're about to go into game number 2.
Buns to buns.
Buns to buns. Let's check in on chat here, Bob. Anything kind of jumping out? Any?
Let me check out the chat.
Yeah, let's catch up.
Not sure. I see my name a lot. I don't really read the chat during the thing. But
Yeah. So with Octograb, they
my
might have been able
picture.
to make something out of this. Don't know about March. Yeah, the March
I-
of the Murlocs. I'm not really the biggest Murky aficionado myself, so I don't know when Murlocs would be better than Octograb. But
March of the Murlocs has potential to be game changing. However,
yeah,
its success rate in a team fight is very low to get
I
lots of
think-
value. Octograb is much more consistent.
I think if you're spamming Storm League, if you're a Murky main spamming Storm League, I can see the choice for Murlocs. But if you're in a coordinated environment and you're drafting Murky with the intention of like doing something impactful, I would say you got to go with Octograb and then throw some big burst down on that. Maybe
It is, but at the same time, that Garrosh had so much defense on their backline that, you know what I mean? I don't know how they could even find a target unless they got lucky with the rotation, because they basically had no way to get past that Garrosh. And if they did, they had Jane and Thrall to deal with. They just didn't have enough team fight, which is the Lunara and the Murky. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know if that may have been a comfort pick scenario, because I think it was Raynor still on the table. I think Raynor was still available. There's so many.
Some of the top drafts in the game. MVP Black mentioned this a long time ago. They had like a draft guide, but they mentioned never stacking 2 weak early game heroes ever. It's
Right.
almost a guaranteed loss because you always lose so much momentum no matter what. And
Yeah.
that was just a.
We've got our next map here, Bob, and I'm excited to say that it is Towers of Doom, my personal favorite map to watch. I think it's got the best design, basically, having the objective not do really anything besides core damage.
Some of the biggest comebacks in history
Yeah.
have been on this map. This map is never over. We've seen teams get down to 1 core health and turn it around.
Hey, what is up, Joe Zombie? Welcome. How you doing tonight, dude? He says, in classic WoW, the trainers don't run. He doesn't run to the trainers come and find him. But yeah, here we're going into the draft. Let me get my chatbot up and running so my mod can do some mod things. I mean, there it is, just like that. Wasting no time. Garrosh, get him out of here.
Yep.
Because we won't be seeing that.
Without some type of giant killer, or you need certain bursts to kill Garrosh, and you need really good coordination to make sure he drops.
So Bob, my biggest question is here: will we see the 420 Blaze pick?
Maybe. Depends if anyone likes playing Blaze. He's usually played as a solo lane, and then joins team fights later. I mean, he could if someone likes to play Blaze. He's always relevant, basically, just because of his kit. Diablo ban going out, banning those tanks, banning those beefy tanks, which is a good choice.
Yeah, going for the vegan ban strategy here, getting rid of all that meat.
Towers of Doom is cool. There's some specific heroes that are really strong in this map. Stitches is super off meta, but Stitches is really strong in this map if you're good enough on him. There's a little bit of luck with Stitches, so a lot of people might not play it in this league.
Mark.
Oh, I heard my sound clip that.
That got back
Goose
to you
Man.
already?
Yeah.
What'd you
I was
ask him
watching
about
Goose
it?
and he played it, yeah.
Oh, nice. Sounds good.
It does sound
Yeah,
good.
we've got a new sound clip prepared here.
Oh, is it in? Is it live?
It's not quite live yet.
That's fine.
If you can keep us up to date here on the draft, Bob, what's going on?
Johanna, first pick, back on Judo Chop, which is it's a solid base, high health hero, provides the blinds.
Yep.
Good at escaping with that shield. Good utility overall. Johanna's just a solid all-around pick.
So this is what it's gonna sound like.
Smarter move, going for the boss. Smart move, going for the boss.
And here we go. First 2 picks for 10 armor. Oh my goodness, I am shaking. I am horrified of this. Abathur Zeratul, Bob.
That could easily be game over. That's one of my favorite combos in the game. That was my basically 2 most played characters, Abathur and Zeratul.
Yeah, and 10 armor. So basically, the results of this, the first game here was Scorpius Eternum electing to have first pick and forfeiting the map pick option. So, of course, we saw them grab the Johanna first for Judo Chop.
Oh shit! Amanda just walked in. Just unplug, dude. Just unplug.
Just unplug. Oh, shit. How's it going, Amanda? How are you doing tonight?
Taking that Jaina away.
Yeah, Jaina, I like that. I like that adaptation. They got Jaina, they got Anna. So all of a sudden, Scorpius Eternum is shaping up to be a pretty standard, pretty nice draft. But yeah, I cannot help but be terrified. I'm getting chills just looking at the left side of my screen, Bob.
One of the only counters for Zeratul and Abathur is point and click stuns. / polymorph.
So this
Uther, Brightwing. You need, when he blinks in to hit his Q and Abathur hits his
You gotta
W,
lock him down.
You have to lock him down. If
Maybe
you don't,
something
he'll
like a
blink out and he'll be fine.
Stukov even would be great against that with the silencing arm, but it's not going to be available here.
In theory, that it is good, but it's almost impossible to react with Stukov.
Right.
The frames.
It's a slow wind.
Yeah, the frames are not fast enough.
Yeah, there's something fishy about this third ban for the blue team. I just can't put my front two teeth on it.
Ban and Murky.
As Murky gets banned out.
Murky target ban. They don't want to deal with that Murky again. Murd and Li Ming. This draft is.
This
it's a Bob draft.
It's a Bob draft.
This is a Bob draft coming out from 10 armor. This is exactly how I draft. Murd and Abathur is easily one of the most unkillable things in the entire game. Burden gets double Thunderclap. He gets the heal off the Thunderclap. Abathur heals him and shields him, and he gets the Avatar.
Yeah, and picks here, the final two picks for Scorpius Eternum, it's going to be Lunara, except Ham Sandwich is playing at this time, and then Brightone, 420 Blaze It. It's happening, Bob.
It is happening. 420 Blaze right now. Brightone.
Brightone going to be sparking one up in this best of 3.
Trying to roll out that other team.
He's trying to twist them up and roll them and smoke them as 10 armor. Kind of the reigning champs here. They're really the juggernauts. So let's see if Scorpius Eternum has what it takes.
They're... Oh, man. They don't have any way to shut down. Once Zeratul hits 7...
Yeah, and
they'll get wormhole and
the
be able
Kerosene,
to back.
the dive and the burst. These two, both of these tanks on the blue side here provide dive potential. You know, Muradin jumping in, stunning. Kerosene follow up. Teleporting in, doing some burst damage. Li Ming with some burst. Zeratul with some burst. The Abathur can cover the lanes. And yeah, I gotta give this draft here a 10 armor.
If they're coordinated, they'll get the second Stormbolt hits. Li Ming's gonna follow up, and Zeratul's gonna follow up, and they're gonna kill anyone who's not a tank instantly. Even a tank they can probably kill.
I will say though, for Scorpius Eternum, I like their draft a little bit more here. They kind of have more standard options, opting for a true offlaner like Blaze instead of that Murky, which we saw getting banned out.
Their draft is much better than first game. Getting those 2 tanks is pretty big. But yeah, 10 armor's draft is like, I'm biased with that draft because that's how I draft. That's exactly what I would draft as far as my preference. So I'm going with 10 armor's draft just because I love it.
But guys, let us
Scorpius
know.
Eternum is way stronger than the first game for sure.
In the chat, don't be afraid, don't be ashamed. Shout out who you think's gonna win this one, who you want to win this one. And yeah, game 3 here. Towers of Doom, my favorite map. I'm so excited. Let's go, Bob.
Let's do it.
All right, here on the blue side, you know him. It's 10 armor. We got Wipeout on Muradin, Litorok on Zeratul, Lampico on Karazim, Midnight Haze on the Li Ming, and then Puffy 42 on that magical snail.
And on the right side, the red team, Scorpius Eternum. Johanna being played by Judo Chop. Lunara being played by Ham Sandwich. Jaina being played by Little Death. Anna being played by Devil You Know. And Blaze 420 on played by Brightone.
Woo.
Both teams feeling it out. Second game in this series. Abathur had already going on. Lunara will scout the bush. Wipeout, feeling it out, get some sleep. If Scorpius Eternum ever needs a time to win, now is the time. Wipeout taking heavy damage, but will fall backwards. Zeratul doing damage as he can.
Yeah, and we see interesting here from the Abathur, going for that Locust talent at level 1. Not typically what you see from Abathur, although he has had a couple reworks, a couple adjustments and nerfs. So I'm curious to see what this build shakes out to be, but so far it's going to be going for that Locust talent, level 1.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. He's just...
Yeah, and then also I do like this new habits from the Blaze. The Globe Quest going to be granting him unstoppable. And then, ooh, interesting mix-up as well. While we're looking at talents, here we see Ana going for the movement speed reduction on the slow and not for that W talent. The grenade build is typically what we see coming out from the Ana.
Yeah, definitely interesting. I like survival instincts on Abathur. Building the Locust is fine if you go 13 and 16. It's fine.
We see both teams kind of warring here over this siege camp, and it looks like 10 armor is just going to be shoving them out and going for a steal. Lunara finding herself not in a great position to rotate around. She's going to have to go along. Oh, meanwhile, W falling off a low. A stun comes out. She's going to be just walking away, but
Lombico! But Judo Chop will be punished for going after that and just barely survives.
No players falling just yet. No first blood. But we do see, I like this play here from the red team, from Scorpius Eternum, the underdogs. Brightone taking advantage of his laning partner, the Slug, and just stealing this top siege camp.
Look at Wipeout right there. Already deep anchoring in the bush. That's a sign of a strong tank right there. Deep anchoring when you know you can escape.
He is fearless here. He does jump out just barely out of that condemn. And he's going to be scouting that camp out. I don't know if they're still going to be invading here.
Zeratul waiting. Zeratul can't poke much until 7. Once 7 comes, Zeratul just does constant damage the rest of the game.
2 hours later in the top lane here, the siege camp is eventually secured by the Blaze. So yeah, now we have pretty even experience so far, with actually a little bit of XP lead in favor of the red team right before the triple altar phase.
Wipeout taking damage bottom. Does have that escape though.
Yeah, we're gonna see Blaze and Zeratul both channeling their bell towers up top here, their altars, and then the teams kind of converging on this middle point.
You have done well.
Middle point train back and forth. Wipeout with that Abathur hat right up front with Judo Chop. Wipeout is taking damage though. Will jump out, use that escape.
Oh my gosh, the chunky orbs, Campbell's chicken noodle. Speaking of that, a big jet propulsion goes out. Judo Chop's in deep. Wipeout
getting low. Will get out with the hair of his chin as they change targets to Lucio, who will pop on himself, and they will secure that channel.
Nice job here from Scorpius Eternum, bringing the pressure, and yeah, taking advantage of kind of the weaker side of the early game here for an Abathur composition. They're showing a pretty nice
doing a great job soaking. If they would have stalled in that objective, Abathur would have soaked. Abathur would have soaked past them. That's one of your goals on an Abathur comp, is just stall the objective. Doesn't even matter if you win. You just want to slow it down so you can get to 10 before.
And it's a good sign that we do see the red team ahead in experience here. So yeah, not really what you want from the Abathur's end. You're kind of banking on getting that experience lead. So yeah, great soaking job here from the 420 Blaze It.
Wipeout Lancio targeting that Jaina. Jaina will take damage and will drop. There's a good gank pickup by 10 armor. 7's coming online for 10 armor, which is a game changer to them. Li Ming will get the teleport damage if she opts to take it. Zeratul will get that blink.
The level 7s are online for both teams. Yeah, I do like this Karazim hyper aggression here, as we see Iron Fists, and then of course the blinding speed, giving him one decreased cooldowns and 1 additional charge on his Q. So yeah, basically the strategy here is just for them to one of them to find a target, whether it's Murd and Zeratul, and then have that big follow-up from Li Ming from Karazim.
Wipeout going for the anchor will be stopped by Judo Chop, both tanks. Right on each other's faces as this bottom objective spawns. Blaze using his charge to go in. They're trying to lock down that Wipeout. Wipeout will use his escape to get out. Both teams squaring up. Double tanks in the front for Scorpius. 5-on-5 in the middle. Wipeout taking heavy damage. Look at stun and just gets out again.
What a splash as he gets away to safety. That big jump, the cannonball. And he's out of there.
He is. Big cannonball from Wipeout.
But just like that, we see another altar phase going over to Scorpius Eternum. They're showing their pincers already, but oh no! Zeratul getting a cheeky kill, smoking that Blaze.
Smoking that Blaze. He worms in, worms out, and gets the kill. Though at the bottom, Lunara getting overextended. Big damage coming out from Little Death and that Jaina. Good job with that Colin Code. Big damage. Zeratul primed in a spot that he'll blink in, Q, and blink out from that spot so you can escape easily. Judo Chop taking damage. Lunara will soon be spotted, maybe. But no, she's good. She's got to be careful. One stun and a Zeratul combo, and that's rough. Both teams pretty close in experience.
Yeah, basically neck and neck. Shaping to be level 10s around the same time here. And then, yeah, looking at some 7 talents, Abathur going for the Mule and going for the Q, the damage and range of Symbiote. So, yeah, just pure all in on that kind of...
Yeah, a little fun fact, you can drop Mule anywhere on the map and then Symbiote it and do damage and kill people that are low health.
A little about factoid for y'all.
Little Abathur. Level 110 Abathur tip for you. Meanwhile, though, oh my gosh, I looked away for a second. I blinked, and Ana got absolutely deleted, sent back to Overwatch servers.
And yeah, we see 10 Armor taking advantage of this. They have their 10s. They're stepping up, trying to pressure this bottom fort. Not going to be quite enough, but the 2 altars are spawning. Anna's still dead for another 1 second, and this should be at least 1 going over to the blue side here. Let's see if they can get involved.
Avatar picked up Ultimate Evolution, 7-sided Strike, Void Prison.
We do see the team splitting. Big damage coming out from Ham Sandwich. Our Avatar does get popped. Wipeout is on the retreat here. Void Prism goes out. Puffy in the backline with that Abathur clone, but Wipeout is looking awful low here. Illideth is going to drop too.
Blaze will drop him, but at the same time, Jaina will fall out for those Abathur spike damage. In the middle, it's squaring up to be a brawl.
It's a 1-for-1 trade here so far. Is Judo Chop just trying to channel the objective, but no, the Zeratul cleave is too much, and the Abathur hat is there. They're likely going to be zoned out. Bottom is just getting channeled by the Lampico.
Scorpius Eternum moving back in. Really want this objective. Lunar going in deep, keeping that reveal poison on that Zeratul. Zeratul's going to have to back up, wait for it to fall off, try to re-stealth. Seen again. Zeratul come. Huge burst. Damage.
Oh, the poison does get it. They were so close to channeling that altar here, Bob, but they're not going to get it quite yet. They secure a kill. They have 2 members back. Judo Chop is coming in swinging.
Wipeout coming back to the middle. Will hold it down. Does get blinded. Jaina hits him. Judo Chop zoning back for that. Kerosene coming back in. Big flank by Li Ming. Does get zoned out, though. And they are targeting the Jaina. Will drop the Jaina. Both teams going back and forth. Hack was on bunker. Will drop. Uses appeal for. Oh, blazing.
Blaze is gonna be smoked as well. And relinquished from the past. Thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series Division B West Best of 3. 10 Armor versus Scorpius Eternum. And I'm just realizing that I did not update the points there. And yeah, one map has gone over to Eternum. And this control point, Bob, is still kicking. But they're actually going to finish the cap right now.
Beautiful synchronized. It's all important. Stop channeling.
Now they're not gonna back off the pressure here. Just gonna be knocking down this bottom bell tower and looking to escort those pumpkins in for 3 more core damage.
Now 13, we could start seeing Locust talents from Abathur, which is gonna put tremendous pressure on these.
Oh, big Void Prism coming out,
and we do. We see Bombard Strain.
Okay.
Which means most likely we'll see the other Locust talent at 16, the triple spawn. Meanwhile, bottom though, trying to get those Pumpkineers into the gates, but they will fail to do so, which is fine because they do have the tower there. Lunar up top trying to soak against the Abathur.
Look at that Mule healing away. Yeah, both players here still on the bottom. Not looking to... Blue does not really want to rotate out here. They just want to defend this for as long as they can, while Zeratul with the Abathur hat goes off and gets some more Pumpkineers.
So the big problem Scorpius Eternum has here is 16, at level 16, 10 armor becomes absolutely deadly with Li Ming and Zeratul's
cleave, yeah.
Zeratul's cleave is disgusting after 16.
A Blessed Shield goes out from Judo Chop. Blaze with the Jet Propulsion does not connect with any heroes. All of a sudden, the 7-sided strike with the bunker comes out, saving his life, and he might just walk out of this one alive, but a lot of ultis were burned there from both teams. as these altar phases are now just spawning. No one wants to leave this bottom lane as the Pumpkineers are moving in. A big Blizzard goes out. Blaze charging back in, awful low health, and he instantly gets deleted. Rolled up and smoked.
Judo Chop out of mana. Will have to retreat back. Meanwhile, at the top, ham sandwich on the Lunara. But here comes the mule I was talking about. Will get poked to slow down that interruption. Boom. Poke again.
Wow. Ham sandwich.
Poke in the W.
Careful, buddy.
Just like that. Just like what I was talking about. Nothing brag, but exactly what I was talking about.
Bob called it, ladies and gentlemen. The mule, the Abathur value, dropping that in, interrupting the channel. Take that one home and try it in your quick matches, y'all.
Put that in the bank, y'all. Cash that money. Oh, Void ending. Will we get a 7-sided strike? That's definitely in the chamber.
We have Water Elemental out here. It's going to get bursted down quickly. Judo Chop falling awful low, out of mana, but his team has arrived. Blaze kind of moving in. He gets a Jet Propulsion, does not connect with anyone. Lunara jumping in. Wipeout looking awful low here, but it's Puffy that might be falling. He's so low, 88 health. How is he still alive?
Midnight Haze dropping. Meanwhile, Brightome will drop himself. Huge AoE damage going out. Lunara going in deep herself.
Lombico.
Lombico. Will be fine gets out. They will break off that chase as this last channel is still up. 16's very close for 10 armor. 16's, oh man.
There's the
16s
mule coming out yet again, Bob. 10 armor being absolutely obnoxious with this strategy here. Will it be enough of a delay? It looks like the pincers are out, the stinger is in position, and Scorpius Eternum secures another few shots for their team.
They are. If they can survive these 16 and 20 tiers, they have a shot. I'm just worried. 10 armor's 16 and 20 spike is just noticeably more
16s are
powerful.
coming online. We do see Mirror Ball from that Li Ming.
Yep, standard Li Ming build, standard Zeratul build. I'd expect nothing else because that's all you need to do. They have one build that's good.
Scorpius Eternum trying to grab this bottom fort back, but Wipeout going in the blue side. They want to kill. They're looking for Devil You Know.
Flank, and they lock down Devil You Know and will drop her. Meanwhile, they turn around and they will focus on that Jaina, and she will get deleted too. Zeratul getting that huge value. Both tanks in the bunker. Judo Chop just barely getting out alive as they fall back to their gates under the protection of their arrows.
The bunker came out, but it was not in time for Jaina to get in there, or Ana even. That was a very nice move by 10 armor. Scorpius was not able to react in time, and they lost 2 of their crucial backline members with the Jaina Ana.
They are doing a good job keeping this Abathur from pushing. The second they leave that top lane, that Aperture is going to just completely walk down that lane with Locust. Went with Adrenaline Boost at 16 for that movement speed. Which is smart. You lose the synergy of the other Locust talent, but that's fine. It's just a good talent overall.
And here we see another triple altar phase online. 25 shots to 23. Still pretty close in this game here, but the experience, level 16s just aren't online yet.
They're not, but Scorpius Eternum is doing a good job staying alive right now. Again, I worry about the damage. You're about to see some disgusting burst damage.
Judo Chop moving in. Here comes the Abathur clone. It's on Puffy. Li Ming going in deep, throwing out orbs. It's going to be Blaze that's going to target. He's falling awful low here, and he gets deleted. He gets cleaned up by the Abathur. Judo Chop.
Oh, beautiful stun to keep them inside the range of that Kerosene Giant 7-sided strike.
Whew. Lunara is able to channel. Before that mule comes in, she's going to try to maybe just
giant balls
go for
play
the
right
top.
here.
Yeah, massive cojones on this ham sandwich.
Definitely has knee problems from those cojones swinging. Zeratul going in, uses his secondary Vorpal Blade to come in and follow the chase. Whoa, nice stun connect by Wipeout by the tip of his Thor's hammer. Ham sandwich will squeak just by. Unless a mule drops.
Wipeout putting some mustard on that hammer.
Putting some mustard
on that ham sandwich. Yeah, with the hammer.
Spreading the mustard. Jaina in the middle. Doing some poke damage on Wipeout. There it is. That's it's the unkillable Murden build. Another standard Murden build.
Yep. The stone form, the healing static, the double striking, thunderclap with the avatar.
Judo Chop going in deep, may have overextended, taking heavy damage. Void Prism will go down to stop that black line. Meanwhile, Blaze just barely getting out himself.
Jaina pops an ice block. All of a sudden, she's in a really terrible spot here. No bunker is dropped. It's a little bit too late as Jaina is the first to fall. It's a 1-for-0 trade so far here. Judo Chop looking awful low. Briartone gets a big jet propulsion, just securing his life for now. But yeah, not much of a... They didn't get too much out of that. They're still not able to get this bottom bell tower. The mule just repairing, getting some nice mule value here, healing this thing up.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. At 20, you'll most likely see Zeratul get the heal on his Q. 75% of his spell damage will heal him, so he will be... Oh, he's going to be annoying.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, Muradin, deep into the bottom, still pressing that bottom attack. Judo Chop taking heavy damage, getting low, and they will target him, and Judo Chop will just barely get out as Blaze tries to cover for him.
Yeah, but their clone is going to fall here. Was burned. But yeah, they're just maintaining their aggression on the bottom lane. No real reason to leave. They have Zeratul to do the camps. They have Abathur to soak the lanes. So these three are really free to do whatever they please. Briarchum goes back in. He pops Unstoppable. Anna pops the Horus as well.
Oh, turn around and Wipeout. Wipeout will get wiped out himself.
A big cannonball splash. Wipeout goes down. And just like that, Scorpius Eternum showing some life. They're going to be getting this bottom fork back.
Zeratul whiffing his wormhole combo. Just a little bit.
Lunara, meanwhile, Ham Sandwich up here in the top lane, trying to get another bell tower for her.
Judo Chop taking heavy damage. Will to get a heal and a shield.
This is a fantastic play here from Scorpius. They're still in this one, although level 20s are just right around the corner. Meanwhile, Blaze getting smoked.
Will get targeted. Judo Chop taking heavy damage as well, and will get karate chopped to death. That is crazy. At the meanwhile, though, Ham Sandwich on top, no mana, half health, trying to get this fort probably before she can go back.
The Wisp is in play. It looks like she's going to leave it to the Winions, which might get blown up by these mines here. Indeed, Abathur, 200 IQ, just saving this fort. She surely thought it was enough, but no.
And they are going for that boss. Their win condition is here right now. And with 2 death timers on Scorpius Eternum, they have to go all in for this at a huge disadvantage.
They have that water elemental. I don't think it's going to be enough here, Bob. And surely 10 armor, showing why they're near the top of their division. Looking awful clean in this series, with a nice 2-0 domination over Scorpius Eternum.
Ana will get caught. Camlin ready to do something. And the final channel will go to, and then it will be game. Series match. For 10 armor.
Game, series match, checkmate. Call your mama, put it in the bank. I'm sorry, Scorpius Eternum, but 10 armor is coming here to fight tonight.
That second game, they did well. They did well. It wasn't a complete stomp at all.
Yeah, I definitely made some improvements over their first draft, I would say. But let's quickly see if the captain is up for an interview and we can hear a little bit more from 10 armor. You got any questions for me, Bob?
Don't got too many, to be honest.
Yeah, it was pretty well answered. Asked and answered.
Fun series to watch, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love watching Hots. Scorpius Eternum brought the best they could. They did a good job. Nothing to be ashamed of. Did very well for underdogs.
Yeah, and thank you guys here in chat for dropping by. Hopefully you liked the show here, had a good time. We're just going to do an interview, and then we'll probably be looking to raid. And we're going to get Midnight Haze, who was their Li Ming player for the interview.
It's going to be interesting to see what they have to say.
Hello, Midnight Haze. How are you doing? Congratulations on a nice, clean domination tonight. How are you feeling, my man?
There it goes. Sorry about that. It was taking a second to connect. But feeling pretty good. That was a good game.
Yeah, and absolutely. So give us a little bit of background on your team, on 10 Armor. How long have you guys known each other? How long have you been playing Heroes of the Storm, been friends? What are some interesting things about some of the members on your team?
Yeah, sure. Well, I think it's kind of interesting that we had 2 subs tonight, so we weren't the full team that we normally. So we got to draft a little bit differently on that last game. We don't always go like a super aggressive comp, and that was kind of fun to do. As for how long have we played and known each other, I've known Limpico and Puffy since we made the team. I've known Puffy. Then I've known our other team members, Limpico, Dave, and Yummy, since probably mid 2018-ish. And then I've been playing since really early 2018, late 2017. So for a little while.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, so now Does that conclude your last match before the playoffs here in NGS? Was that your
Yeah,
final? Okay,
I think so.
So yeah, going into playoffs, who do you guys have your eyes set on? Is there any team that maybe you went up against in the past, took a game off, or looking to get some revenge on, or who do you have your eyes set on for the playoffs here?
Well, definitely Virtual Murky Slayers because they were the first team we lost to, and we had really close games with them. And then in scrims, we've been able to take games here or there. It was really fun to scrim again. And then we do want to get revenge for our last 2 series where we unfortunately dropped a couple of games. So we're coming back after Wholesome Halfwits and I forget who else we lost to. We played so many games last week.
Alrighty, well, very nice, and thank you here. I think that's pretty much all the questions we had. The games look pretty clean on your guys' end. So yeah, Midnight Haze, I will leave the floor open to you for any shoutouts you may have before you go and celebrate with your team there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, first off, shout out to our team and the guys that aren't here, Dave and Yummy, and then shout out to the guys that subbed today, so Wipeout and Lidoric, and then shout out to Little Bex. She's on one of the Div A team. Yeah.
All right, well, fantastic, and thank you, and congratulations once again, Midnight Haze and 10 armor, walking away with a nice 2-0 victory domination over your opponents. Congratulations, and hoping to maybe catch more of your games in the future here.
Fun games to cast and watch. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.
All right.
Well, we finished pretty early here, Bob. I'm gonna get you home early tonight. Wipeout Switch, GG. It was a pleasure to watch. Nice job, my friends. Thank you for stopping by. And yeah, Super Mouse as well. Lit a rock. Congratulations, and some update here from an NGS mod, Mongoose. If 10A keeps this even till that's quite old of a comment there. I thought that was some standings update, but yeah, we do have so I can kind of just look at the standings myself here. 10 armor was sitting at 18 points in 4th place. So they're going to be walking away with 3 points there, which is going to bump them up into 3rd in the standings, and then sending Reborn Knights Red down. Well, any kind of closing thoughts here, Bob? Anything? What stood out in the night? What was your favorite part of this cast?
Definitely the last draft. Like I said, that's something I draft for sure.
Yeah, he said, having those subs in, not something they typically draft that much aggression, but yeah, if you look at every single one of those heroes, between the Murd and between the Zeratul, the Karazim, that's just Dive City, Midnight Haze.
I like the drafts that can turn on a dime. They're usually higher skill cap drafts, but they have the potential for turning the game around at any point.
Yeah, and shout outs to Scorpius Eternum. They played that, being the underdogs there. I think they did a nice job in Towers of Doom. Hopefully they can kind of take that replay, go back, pick it apart, maybe point out some missteps, whether it's in the draft or in the macro play, and then they can learn from it for next season or for some playoff matches. But yeah, so right now, that's all we've got planned for you tonight. But we are going to continue the fun, continue the heroes over on another NGS streamer channel. So if you just give me a moment here, we're going to kick it over to a raid. Yeah, once again, thank you guys all for coming out tonight and watching Heroes with us. I know me and Bob are having a blast, so hopefully you're having a good night as well. And yeah, just a little background on myself, BobZombie. I'm a Twitch streamer, of course. I tend to play a lot of Heroes of the Storm, although I do some other kind of co-op games with the lovely Amanda Pandemonia here in the chats. We do some co-op streams together. But yeah, I play in the NGS myself, all the way down in Div D East. But we're sitting towards the top there, the Nexus Cats, so watch out for them. Yeah, that's about it. You can find any of my social information in the panels below.
Good games tonight. I love watching HOTS.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's one other series that was going on. I'm just trying to see if I can pull it up here. If it's still running, we're going to kick it over there in just a moment. This is Ham Sandwich. GG's all. Welcome, Ham Sandwich. Fantastic job tonight. You guys played valiantly.
Just so everyone knows, we got pilots coming up for a show.
Oh yeah, Bob. Yeah, Bob's got some exciting news here to share.
It won't be anything too fancy, but it's you've seen the format before, but it's basically all of us have all these nostalgia memories from the 90s and 2000s, movies, video games. And whenever we get together, we talk about them and we look up clips on YouTube, like, oh, remember that commercial for that video game and stuff like that. And it'll be a little style format where it's what's your favorite pre-90s fantasy movie death scene, and we both explain what it is and we show a clip of it. Like mine's Conan the Barbarian, and I'd set that up about how Thesla Doom, who's the same actor who plays Darth Vader in the original Star Wars, comes in and kills Conan's mom. It's a very good clip, very emotional clip. That'd be my #1 choice. But
yeah,
we'll get into it, later time.
Yeah, and so we also do some that might end up on another friend of ours here. We do a podcast over on Fala Pagoose's channel, which is just a good old time on Sundays. We do a lot of viewer involved stuff over there. So yeah, and then. I look forward to more of us in the future. We're going to try to get more casts in, hopefully do some playoff matches here. But yeah, really exciting time to be into the NGS as we're going into playoffs. So we're going to see some amazing Heroes games the next coming weeks here. But yeah, we're going to be going over to Arrow of the Storm right now. Match is just about to start. It's Div D West. So yeah, thank you guys for joining us.